Got it.
Welcome to the Facebook Live that's been moved over to Zoom. We love everybody that made it over. Some people hopefully will still make it over. And this Zoom will make it over to Facebook because where there's a will, there's a way.
It's called
That's
pivoting.
called motivation
Motivation and pivoting, right?
and
Just
pivoting.
not working the way we planned. So we're just going to pivot.
Yeah, we're pivoting.
It's a growth opportunity.
Hmm.
Nice. And so all of you know Pammie and myself. And here we have Dustin.
What's
Dustin
up?
is the IT behind our operation. He is our behind the scenes man. Tammy's our social media girl.
Yeah.
And it takes a team to make everything work. So
Oh,
Dustin also has a couple books out, and he is a motivational expert and a speaker. And what else? Yes.
Website guy, devotion leader, former podcast host, outdoor rider, all that stuff. Yeah. So I'm not tooting my own horn. I just love this stuff. I love to be busy,
yeah.
but I also have peace and calmness and ease.
Yes.
There's a good balance.
Beautiful.
Amazing balance.
Mhm.
So we're kind of curious. I'm kind of curious, like what motivates you? What motivates you? Dustin, what motivates you? Pammie, what motivates you?
So this is a good question. I mean, I think it all goes back to, and as we have talked about before, and as you guys discuss a lot, your why. For me, it's looking better. It's providing for my family. It's being here for my family. It's living a healthier lifestyle. There are a lot of whys I have in my life for why I do what I do, and furthermore, Frederick Nietzsche or Nietzsche, I can never say his last name, but he had a saying way back when he was alive was, he who has a why to live for can bear almost any how.
Hmm.
And I have that as a first quote in my current book right now that basically has the mindset of success meeting spirituality and it being about the why to live and finding the meaning and the purpose and what you're doing and why that's important. So there's my Pammie.
Mm, love that. Well, my why is I want to have vitality in my life. I want to lead a healthy life. And so why I do a lot of things around personal and professional development because it's like it just has me it brings me joy. It brings me joy. I feel more connected to my God, to my source, to spirit. I feel more alive. I enjoy life more. I enjoy more happiness. And so, detoxing, I'm like, what came first? The detox or the motivation? It's like the chicken and the egg. It's a really fine line to distinguish. And for me, it was like this realization that I've been on this path of healing wellness for 24, almost 25 years, and wanting to continue to up level because there had become a point during the pandemic where I felt a little bit like, what is my why now? I don't get to go out like I used to. Things are closed. Things are not how they were. A lot of things had changed. And so it took me a moment to pivot and to find that motivation again. And it was going inward. It was going inward. So what comes first? But then then when I'm in the detox, when I'm really taking on the foundation of our program, Clear the Caca, I find there is more motivation. So it's interesting because there's motivation to jumpstart, right? To get kick started and go. And then there's this other extraordinary level of motivation that comes from clearing heavy metals out of my body, from having a cleaner system, from having more, it's like another level of awareness that shows up. So it's like it just keeps going. There is no destination. You just get to keep playing in the field of that.
It's a journey, and it kind of in some weird way goes hand in hand, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that's profound, what you just said.
Well, thank you.
And it ebbs and flows. Like, I also feel like sometimes motivation is driving me, and sometimes the cleanse is driving me. Because I was thinking about that today with all the changes that have been going on. Sometimes I really have to tap into motivation or my why, and then other times I really have to tap into my cleanse to get motivated. So it's like this, I don't know, this, what is it? I don't know what the word is, but sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other.
Yeah.
That's good.
And my why changes also.
Yes, it does, right?
Yeah, as life changes, as you go in different directions, my why shifts. So to really be present to my why, because I've been thinking about that as we've been having this conversation. Well, what is my why right now? And is my why the same as what it was 6 months ago? And I'm not sure it is. So to really be in that, continue to be in that conversation.
Yeah. I love that.
And it goes back to, you know, being able to change, and the word that they use in marketing is pivot. Pivot your why, pivot your message, pivot your reasoning for doing what you're doing, and be able to pivot and change those reasonings for that why if you need to, if that deems itself appropriate, you know. And I think that's something that I wasn't even going to talk about tonight, but I mean, I think pivoting the why is something that leads to more motivation, and redefining your why every once in a while is a good thing, and examining your why.
Yeah, like your why could change at the end of the 3-month detox.
Yeah.
It could be completely different than what it was when you started, or it could change in the middle. And to just continue to be in that conversation, and to continue to be present to what is going to keep you motivated. That's been my conversation with myself lately. What's going to keep me motivated to continue in the face of some challenging situations? Because we all have them.
Yeah,
we do. And we all have challenging situations, but we all also have free will, and we also all have self-talk. And so it's your choice. And by not making a choice, you're choosing to choose by not making a choice, right? Yeah. So basically, you know, you choose what you tell yourself about yourself, and what you think about is what you become eventually. Most every case, like what you think about is who you eventually. So the sneaking thinking, which a lot of people walk around with, bothers me. And that's one reason why I'm known as one of the most positive, encouraging, excited guys in my office. I don't have any bad day that anybody sees, is because I want to give away that of which I want to receive back. And I don't give that away I don't give away hope and love and all those things that I try to give daily to get it back. I give it because I want to become the source of those things. And when I become the source of those things are naturally attracted back to me. Yeah. In that respect. So one of the things that Pammie and Joe like that I said in my in our kind of pre-planning for this last night was starve distraction and feed focus.
Yes.
Which goes right into motivation and detox, because we have distractions all over us when we start a journey like this, right? We have all kinds of, ho-hos and, chips and everything else calling at us. But when we starve the desire for those things, and that's taught a lot in Hinduism and Buddhism and that kind of stuff, desires are cause suffering. And so if we let the desire go from those things, eventually they're going to not be desires anymore. They're going to eventually be barking dogs at us to just give up and stop barking. And we'll end up feeding the focus of what our journey is, what our goals are, and so on and so forth. And that's hard to do because it's easy to give in to those things. It's easy to give in to the things that, that nag at us, right? The temptations, the just a little bit, I've lived with that my whole life. Just a little bit won't hurt. Nobody's watching. And it's a slippery slope. It's a grease slide, but it's a slippery slope. And and so that I bring up to you as a way to keep yourself on track with something like this, and keep yourself on the mindset that, if you starve distraction and feed focus, you're going to have a better job with setting your intentions and realizing the price that you want to pay for what you want in life. And turning around and having that price to pay in front of you and realizing the cost, because everything is a cost, right? Everything is a cost of as we say in businesses, of goods sold. But the price to pay for your weight loss, for your detox, for your positive attitude is doing just that, is starving the things that are holding you back. And so that's the one question to ask. Well, what are you holding? What's holding you back? What are the things that are grinding away at your potential to do well at something? And that's something I've struggled with for years, and I'm the motivation guy, but it's one of the things that I struggle with as well.
Well, and sometimes it's the thoughts that we're not even aware of, right? You don't know what you don't know. So a lot of times they're lurking back here.
Right.
And I know for me, I just have to continue to stay in the conversation. I have to continue to be curious with my self-talk. Like, all right, what is generating me wanting to choose this? And to just continue to be curious, but not from a place of judging myself, but just what has me, and this is great, like what has me choosing that, whatever it is, if it's not a direction that I want to go in, what has me choosing that? So in the world of like energy, so worry is one of my conversations. What has me choose worry? And to just continue to be present to, it doesn't move me in the direction I want to go. And it has been my go-to for years. And I really am starting to create new habits and not have that be my go-to. Yeah. So get curious. What has me choose that? What does that do for me? Why do I keep going back there? So anything you have, what has us choose that?
Yeah.
That's great.
Be curious.
And you go back to worry, about what if, and I make the joke when I do the presentation to the soldiers that I do twice a year, is that we think back to our past and the regrets that we have. We go, should have done this, should have done that, should have thought this, should have, acted this way. Pretty much we should all over ourselves after a while, right? We have a should mess. And the thing that we back up from and realize and see all those things is that fear is really the acronym for fear, and this is used more than it should be, false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion a lot of times. And most of the stuff that we fear does not happen to us anyway. We just have those irrational fears and so on and so forth. But at the same time, if we continue to focus on the things that we fear, we attract them into our lives. We attract them by the very nature of vibration and energy we're putting out into the universe.
Yeah.
So that you have to guard your thoughts. And a lot of people that have gone through near-death experiences, which I study a lot in my volunteer work and those kind of things, will tell you that they've learned from heaven that they have to guard their thoughts. They have to guard their thoughts because thoughts become things in the visual and physical reality if they're manifested as such. So that's why negative people, how many people have you noticed in your life that are negative and everything, and it's bad stuff keeps on happening to them? And it's not necessarily karma, although there's karmic value. It's just like they're bringing more stuff, more trouble, right? They're because of their versus stop and pivoting, like we started talking about, and bringing those positive things into our life and manifesting the positive thoughts and the positive vibes. So anyway, off on a tangent. Sorry.
Yeah. Good juicy tangent.
Yeah, and in the world of energy, which we like to talk about here, when I clear those spaces of that lower vibration thinking, then the higher vibrations have more ease in flowing into my life.
Mm-hmm.
The more I lean into trust and surrender, and the more that I want comes into my life. When I lean into worry, I just get more worry. So yes, to your point.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about is what you become. If you want to be a worry wart, just keep worrying. And it's easy to do. And if you don't like what I teach, you can always go back to your way. You know, I mean, that's the way I always say. If you don't like that I teach positive thinking and positive self-talk and that kind of stuff, you can always default back to what you were doing, and you know the results may vary. I'm just saying your mileage may vary, but I'm not saying you know that my way is 100% the right way, but I'm just saying this is what's worked well for me with all that I've gone through in life, all that you've gone through in life. This is just a common observation of how the universe works and how we need to stay motivated to do a program like Clear the Caca, and how motivation helps us get started and how they go hand in hand. So I think that's the best answer to the initial question we asked. What does motivation have to do with detox? They have a lot to do with each other in the respect that they complement each other.
Yeah.
And that you need one for the other to do well, to stick with it. My great grandmother, Big Oma, would used to say, the world is changed by willpower and dedication. Willpower and determination, you know, and it's just one of those things that I end up sticking with, that when I'm going through a hard time, is that it may be an uphill battle, but I'm going to keep on pushing the quote unquote immovable wall, whatever it is. Eventually something's going to give if I keep on putting intentions in the right direction, backed with action. And so Dustin here is on a weight loss journey, you know, and I've got accountability partners and everything in my life, but I'm really making intentional choices every day, because again, whatever we don't manage, we can't measure, and whatever we can't measure, we don't manage. And furthermore, what I choose to not do, I also have chosen to do, like we talked about earlier. I've chosen that for myself by not choosing a healthier option. I've chosen, and I was telling Pammie and Joe last night, I have been the guilty one that snuck out while everybody's asleep, you know, and gone and gotten the Twinkies and gotten the, you know, the apple pie, that I love. The fried apple pies are my weakness and that kind of stuff at the store. But now, like, that I'm on this kind of kick that I'm on, and have really made a commitment and decision, and following through that decision, the cravings are gone.
Yeah.
Nice.
For those things. And I'm going to keep up that momentum of just staying on course. And motivation has everything to do with that.
Totally.
And what about, I'm curious, Pammie or Dustin, the conversation too about habits? Like eventually the new choices become our norm, right? As we lean into them and clear away the thinking that doesn't support us, the newness becomes the norm. So in our program, the foundation becomes your norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it really is a lifestyle change in the respect, and everybody says, okay, it's not weight loss, it's not dieting, it's a lifestyle change. That's true. But it's about habits. It all has to do with habits. And you have to make a conscious choice that, okay, I'm not going back to that again. whatever that was. I was 345 pounds before I started all this a couple of years ago. And now I'm down a lot lighter than that. And the thing is, I'm going to keep on pushing because I'm going to get to my goal weight, which is about 100 pounds less than that. And I'm just like, and I've started and restarted and restarted and restarted. But this time I've made the commitment and the choice, which is the first step of it. But then also the follow through and the habit and the lifestyle change that comes with it, which also has to go with constant daily choices, constant motivation. That's how habits are formed. That's how we become the person that we want to be. And back to your point about the journey, Joellen, it's not about what we end up at. It's about what we become in the process. I think a lot of people miss that. Yeah. When you set a goal for yourself, when you give an intention of what you want for yourself, it's not about arriving to that finish line. It's about the journey to get there and what you become in the process. And that's taught by Jim Rohn, who was a very famous motivational speaker back in the 80s and 90s. And he was taught by Earl Schoaf, who I've talked about before. And Earl was very much about law of attraction and writing things down and giving intention and those kind of things and having the universe bring things to you. But Jim was very much about, intentionality in the respect of if you're going to become something in the process, that's the most important thing, is the journey in that respect, not the arrival of the destination. Because think about it, life is a journey in its totality sense, and so in its total sense. And then you end up over here. The destination's your grave, right? We don't want to arrive at the destination. We want to live the best life now in the space between when we're born and when we die. We want to, and that's my goal and challenge to everybody that I encounter. Some of you guys I've not met before, is to help you live your best life now. That's it. Yeah. What you become in the process is more important than the actual goal you set for yourself.
I love that.
It's who you are developing to become. Your best version of you.
Yeah.
That's my why. It really has been my why since I got sober in 1989, is to just continue to improve and be a better Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else could anybody expect of you, Joellen or Pammie or anybody else in this call? Nobody else can expect more. Can God expect any more of you? Can your family expect any more of you? You're being the best version of you that you can be when you commit to that kind of personal development.
Yeah.
It's what you're becoming in the process. I want to reiterate that, not the end result. The end result will get there eventually. I'm proof of that because it's been a lot of restarts for me. But what I'm becoming and what I'm learning about my body, what I'm learning about my mindset and the triggers that come up and try to tempt me all the time, I know now better. Every day I live, I know better now how to resist, how to resist those desires and temptations and those kind of things, and how to march forward towards what I want.
What do you guys think about like writing your why down every day instead of a goal? I mean, you could write your goals, absolutely, but I'm just getting present to writing my why every day. And it could be the same.
But it's stating to the universe your intention.
Yeah.
And you're stating to yourself your intention. You're stating to your subconscious your intention. I think it's brilliant. I teach about, in my new book that I'm doing, I'm trying to, and Ashley just said that she does that. That's awesome. I try my best to state my intentions, but there's something about writing down with a pen and paper, not typing, not on an iPad, but writing it down on pen and paper, because it makes it a physical reality. It physically manifests what you want.
Yes.
That's why that is so important. That's why taking what you want, writing it on a piece of paper, writing thank you on it, drawing a line, and folding it up and putting it somewhere is so much more intentional than just a pipe dream. So I agree with that, Joellen. I think that's very smart. Writing down your why every day, because it sets the intention for yourself, it sets the course for your day, and it also sets to yourself of what you really want and what you want to become in the process.
Beautiful.
What do you think, Pammie? Dustin and I have been like stealing the show here.
I know, sorry, I'll stop.
I love the conversation. I'm just
No.
soaking it all in. I think writing it down is key, and really just deepening that awareness and bringing the consistency every single day. And there's things in our detox that I'm known for preaching. I won't go into details right now. And the reason I do is because I know that it supports the why of the person that joined this cleanse. That, you know, everyone came here for their own personal why, and yet there's something in that why that we desire to clean our bodies. We chose this path to get where we're going, right? We chose it for a reason. So we said we want more juice, we want to feel lighter, we want to have more vitality, whatever the thing may be, have more energy, less aches and pains, whatever those things are for each person. And there are some tools here in the program that it does require, like, to make that choice, to make, like you're talking about, Dustin. I don't hear you saying, like, this is all pooping out rainbows and sunshine in motivation. Like, it takes grit. It takes something. It takes a choice. It takes a decision, and then the action. So we also talk a lot about energetic priorities. Like, you know, we have the priority of having ease. Well, what is ease, and what does it take? What's the action that brings about ease? Are we taking those actions to have the ease in our life? For some people, it can be, I'm going to have shopping cart basket. I don't know the names of the apps. Shopping cart basket app. Come bring me my food. You know, I'm going to have them pick out my celery and my fruits, right? And that's ease for some people. You know, some people, it's the type of juicer that they purchased, or it's getting up early, you know, but it's taking the action. If we don't take the action, then again, it's like, okay, we got to check back in with motivation. And our why. Are we aligned? Are we aligned with that why? Does it need a little,
Yes.
you know, do we need to look at that newly if we're out of alignment?
And to your point about ease, you know, something else I wrote down is not letting your mind and the convenience and the time that you save get filled up with more stuff, more busyness, more you know, stuff to do, and go. And I'm very, 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 very busy person, but at the same time, I also allow time for relaxation, meditation, silence. God's language is silence. People don't realize that. The language that we listen and hear and give ourselves silence is the time that we learn the most about ourselves and about our situation and solving our problems and that kind of stuff. Is in silence. And so, not to let the ego run the show is something else that I wrote down for us to talk about tonight. Not letting your mind race, you know, and basically, you know, run the party, where you need to let go of that and let go of self. And basically say, I'm doing this for myself. Myself is important. I love myself. I feel terrific. Those are those kind of self-talk things. But also giving away the love, the hope, the things that you wish to receive into your life to other people, and being selfless in that respect will kind of knock the ego to the side a little bit and give more. You know, we say in sales, it's hard to be nervous when your heart is on service. You know, and not being, you know, as me. We live like we're little 4-year-olds grabbing toys and stuff and being like, oh, I got this, and I got this yacht and this big house and all this other stuff. The morbid part of that is that at the end of our lives, all of our graves are still the same size. Doesn't matter how big the house you lived in, doesn't matter how nice the car you drove in, but the impact that you made on the lives that you touched, the positive or negative impact that you made on the lives that you touched, is what's going to count after this life is done. And that's the legacy that we leave behind.
Yes.
That's
was in my head. I'm like, we talked about legacy.
We did. And the legacy is when I pray every day, I say, God, use me, and how can I serve you? I say that to God, the universe, whatever you believe. I say that to my higher power. And in that respect, I know that my life is going to make a difference. Everybody wants their life to make a difference. Everybody wants to be important. But part of that comes from service to others, and a blessing to others, and a smile on your face when your day's going bad to encourage somebody that has a worse day than you, and things like that, because those are the things that matter. The emotional investments that we make on each other's lives is what's important in the end. It's the journey. It's not the destination. So I don't make the graves are all the same size as a morbid comment. I saw that on one of my friends' posts, and I was like, yes, that's true. But at the same time, I'm not all about material things in that respect. I'm investing in relationships. I'm investing in my son's life, who's 13 years old and just got a VR headset and is totally enamored with that. But we also will go do family things together. And I'm pouring my investment into him with my time. And those kind of things, not just about gaining and acquiring all this stuff that just ends up at a garage sale one day.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing also is find what drives you, whatever that is. And that will be created through looking at your why or your intentions, whatever word you like, and find that. And that will drive you through the cleanse, also through whatever your goals are. So I kind of want to just kind of wrap things up because we're about a half hour.
Perfect.
And just, I know, Dustin, in the beginning, you showed your book. If you want to share that again, and then Pammie and I are just going to share what we're up to.
All right, great. I just wanted to, in my talk with, or in our time with you've got to be able to define the cost of what it costs to do something and figure out if you're willing to pay that price. Okay. And pay the price to win every day. Yeah. It's said that success is never owned. It is rented, and that rent is paid every day. So in whatever we're doing, and the motivation part that I teach and the detox part that Pammie and Joe teach, the rent is due every day, and that making progress, and in them building a program, and you in your personal life, those of you guys listening to this, getting what you need out of the program, and realizing the destination. Realizing the destination is the journey and what you're becoming in the process. All right. So, amen. All right. So, I have a book that's out called An Intentional Optimized Life, Finding Meaning in God's Plan, or Finding Meaning and Purpose in God's Plan. I wrote it at the beginning, kind of in the middle of last year, and finished it and published it. It's available on Amazon on hardcover. If you want a free e-copy of it, I have it on my website, dustinsprojects.com. That's dustinsprojects, all one word.com. I have an ebook version of it, and then I have a streaming video version of the audiobook. So you can listen to it, you can read it digitally, or you can, I don't have a copy to send out to everybody here in the paperback form, but you can purchase a copy for on Amazon for an affordable cost. It's got 4.7 stars, I think, on Amazon, 3 reviews. If you like it, please leave a review. That's all I ask. Even if you download it for free, please leave a review. So
Right.
I need reviews.
Yes.
And then also, yeah, Pammie or Joe will share the link to the book if y'all want to see it. Link to my website to download the video, and whatever this gets posted on Facebook, to the video of the audiobook. And that's all I've got. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, we
Thank
love
you.
that you are with us. Like, Dustin is, he is team Clear the Caca. So
Oh,
we have a trio here that we've been
Yes.
together for like 8 months.
yeah, it's been a
Major,
heck of a journey.
Yeah.
major behind the scenes guy.
Yeah.
And his book's great. A lot of little tidbits in there. You could just open it up and read 2 pages and get something. It's kind of like one of those, I'm going to say one of those books maybe on the back of the toilet that you read 2 pages and you walk away with like these
You know,
pearls to take into
I'd be honored if my book was on the back of all of your
I
toilets,
love
man.
that.
I think that's great. That's my dad read it, and he loved it. Here's the other thing. I have another book coming out, probably in a couple of months. I'm still waiting to do the finishing touches on it and finish the cover and everything for it. It's called Empowering Resilience, and it's based off of the same spirituality meets success that this book is. A little bit bigger, a little bit more, where I talk about manifestation, soul contracts, that kind of stuff. If you want to sign up for the mailing list for that, I won't spam you. I'll just let you know when it's out. It's also available at dustinsprojects.com. There's just a little form to fill out with your name and your email. But that's called Empowering Resilience, and I've got a picture of the cover of that on my website.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and Pammie and Joe have another cohort starting. Dun, dun, dun. July. What month am I in? Help me out.
July.
July.
Yeah, July.
No, September.
September, yes.
September. Good grief. September 28th will be the start date of the next cohort group. And so on our website, www.clearthecaca.com, there is a contact us. You click on the link, you fill out the things, and we will hear from you and know to get in touch with you to have a conversation to see if Clear the Caca and igniting your detox is a fit for your life.
Yeah. And those of you that have experienced it, we would love it if you shared it, if you put it on your Facebook page, and just really support us and getting the word out there. And this is something that we're taking on and starting to be more seen and create in the world of service, right? To just be of service to everybody.
And this glitch we will have figured out by the next time we go live, Tammie. Because Tammie's going to be spotlighted very soon with something very special for you guys as well. So, and just more of these types of evenings to come. We really enjoy it. We have so much fun when we have these conversations together, and we were like, why not invite, the bigger group to come hang out with us?
Yeah, I mean, we're just like old friends when the three of us talk, on little, sessions that we do about the course and everything like that. And I'm honored to be a part of your group, be in the Facebook group and be a part of the Zoom call, because like this is my wheelhouse. Like this is what I'm here to do, is just help people in my small way, even if it's just a few people at a time, get fired up about living a positive life. And this is just an honor to be here, so thank you.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for staying on, hopping on the new platform,
for pivoting
with us.
Yes, there's our new word for the night.
Pivoting with ease.
Awesome. And we'll post this on the Facebook group, so feel free to share with anybody, and we would love that.
Yes, we love you all.
Yes, thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. I'm going to stop this recording.